For 7 years, I gave everything to my wife, Sara, my time, my trust, and my heart. We built a life together, or so I thought, until she began changing. Late night calls, secretive texts, and sudden work trips became frequent. Every time I questioned her, she brushed me off, saying I was too controlling. One night, after another heated argument, she screamed, "I don't need your permission for anything." That was the moment I realized something inside me had snapped. I didn't want to fight anymore. I wanted a plan that would change everything forever. I suspected Sara was hiding something, but nothing prepared me for what I found. While she was in the shower, her phone lit up with a message. "Can't wait to see you tonight, babe." My blood ran cold. I scrolled further. Weeks of messages, photos, and intimate confessions with a man named Cameron. She wasn't just cheating, she was planning a life with him. I felt anger, betrayal, and heartbreak collide all at once. But instead of confronting her right there, I smiled to myself. I had no intention of screaming or begging. I'd make her regret every single choice. From that day forward, I became the perfect husband again. I didn't question her late returns or her mysterious work dinners. I acted loving, supportive, and predictable, exactly what she wanted. Behind the scenes, I met with my lawyer, accountant, and property advisors. Every asset in my name, every business investment, and every bank account was shifted under my sole control. I created a financial wall she wouldn't see coming. Sara believed she was winning, living freely while keeping me as backup. Little did she know, the ground beneath her was disappearing with every passing day. Over the next 3 months, I prepared my escape carefully. I stopped contributing to our joint account, quietly sold unnecessary assets, and moved all valuables to a secured location. I even rented a new apartment under a fake name, fully furnished and ready. All the while, Sara's remained oblivious, too distracted by her affair to notice. My plan wasn't just to leave. I was going to vanish completely, taking everything she thought she'd inherit. By the time she realized what had happened, it would be too late. She wanted freedom. I was about to give it to her, brutally. My evening, I came home early to surprise her, only to find her dressing up, smiling at her phone. "Going out with the girls again?" I asked casually. She barely looked at me and muttered, "Don't wait up." That was it, the final push I needed. That night, after she left, I packed my documents, valuables, and essentials into 2 suitcases. I logged into every account, transferred remaining balances, and disabled her access entirely. By the time Sara returned home, everything she depended on would be gone. She had chosen her path, and I was about to choose mine. At 3 a.m., I walked out of our home for the last time. I didn't leave a note, didn't send a message, didn't offer explanations. I drove straight to my new apartment and turned off my old number. By morning, Sara would wake up to an empty house, frozen bank accounts, canceled credit cards, and no way to contact me. I wanted her to feel the same helplessness she'd made me feel for months. The man who once gave her everything had vanished, taking everything she thought was hers along with him. My silence would speak louder than words. Later that day, I watched from afar as the calls began. First from Sara, then her mother, then mutual friends. My phone buzzed endlessly, but I ignored them all. Messages poured in. "Where are you? Why are the accounts empty? We need to talk." By afternoon, she was furious, accusing me of ruining her life. The irony made me laugh bitterly. She had chosen her affair, her lies, and her betrayal. I had simply given her the freedom she craved. Except now she was free of everything. Me, the house, the cars, the money, all of it. Within weeks, Sara's life unraveled completely. Cameron, her affair partner, vanished the moment he realized she had no financial backing. The friends she once flaunted with disappeared too, unwilling to be associated with her scandal. She begged me through relatives to meet, promising explanations and apologies, but I refused. I'd already moved on, focusing on rebuilding my life. Without her chaos, she had defied me, betrayed me, and underestimated me. Now she was drowning in the consequences of her choices, living alone in a small rented apartment she could barely afford. Karma had arrived, and I delivered it myself. Free from her lies, I threw myself into work and investments, tripling my wealth within a year. I reconnected with old friends, traveled, and discovered a sense of peace I never knew I needed. For the first time in years, I could breathe without suspicion, without fights, without manipulation. My family stood by me, proud that I handled everything without anger or violence. Sara became a distant memory, a painful chapter, but nothing more. I learned to trust myself again, and I vowed never to let anyone hold that kind of power over me ever again. Looking back, disappearing was the best decision I ever made. I didn't scream, I didn't expose her publicly, and I didn't seek revenge through chaos. I simply took back what was mine, my dignity, my peace, my life. Sara thought she'd broken me, but in the end, she broke herself. She chose lies over loyalty, and I gave her exactly what she claimed she wanted, freedom. Except freedom came with a price she never imagined. And me, I walked away with everything, my pride, my success, and a life untouched by her betrayal. Revenge wasn't loud, it was silent.